Welcome everyone to the Fostering Potential series. This is session 3, and we're glad that you're able to make it today and join us in these efforts to improve the K-12 system for students who have been in foster care.
I'm Keisha Boone with the Junior League of Columbus. I just want to share about one of my foster kiddos. Her name's Priya.
I'm a girl with many dreams, a bright smile, and a pretty cool personality. House Bill 25 will help me and other foster youth like me. After I graduate from high school, I can get the support and resources I need to go to college and fulfill my dream of becoming a nurse.
As you listen, just think about how does this relate to what we're talking about in terms of school stability and educational stability.
I went into foster care the summer after my freshman year, right before sophomore year. I had made a lot of friends. Staying in the same school district was a huge thing for me. I felt like my caseworkers could have done more investigation of their transportation options so I could have maintained those friendships.
I was able to stay at the same school, which was really nice because I already had the same friends and some of them were really supportive. I also got to keep my connections with my teachers, two of them specifically. One of them wants me to be her daughter. Like, she was willing to adopt me after she figured out I was in foster care. And then another one of my teachers, she's so supportive. She shows up to events for me and always willing to take the time out to show her support.
There was a couple people at school. My counselor, Miss White, she was like an age old. When I got my first apartment, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you." She wrote me a brand new TV. She wrote me a coffee maker. She was a big support and a really good advocate for me. Miss Pansarillo, she was a really good teacher. She was very encouraging, very supportive, invested in me. Those were probably the two main people, like, throughout my whole life, really. I almost was not able to go back to the school. They were going to put me in a school closer to my foster mom, but I was like, I don't think I could do that. I was able to go back. I started like a month later than everybody else, maybe a month and a half later, but I still was able to go back, which was exciting for me and very helpful.
So we're going to segue into talking about what legislation is happening currently at the state level, Bill 25, but for the most part, this is a kind of a switch in the transition to really visit that piece of school stability, K-12 education. And it takes the things that we already know from ESSA and the federal landscape, and it puts them in Ohio law. So that codifies at the state level, for example, this district level liaison. So that is a federal requirement, and now we're codifying that through House Bill 25 if it should pass. The other thing that it does that goes above and beyond what the ESSA landscape requires, it adds more robust measures around student support. Now, House Bill 25 would create building level points of contact, foster family navigators. There are some specific things in the statute, in this bill, that would require them to offer guidance around postsecondary options. They would require them to connect with that student once a semester. The other piece of this is the requirement for an annual training, both for the district level liaison and the building level navigator. The training had to be designed and delivered 6 months from the enactment of the bill, and it had to be a collaboration between the Department of Education and Workforce, Department of Children and Youth, Department of Higher Education, and JFS. This particular piece of establishing this training to deliver those best practices, especially if it's informed by people with lived experience, could be a game changer. The foster to college part of House Bill 25, that is now housed in Senate Bill 13. It still allows a student to receive all of the other funding that they would be eligible for, but there's a last dollar scholarship to fill in the gaps if there are any. If you were in foster care at any point after the age of 13, you would be eligible for that. So follow along for updates to Senate Bill 13. It's currently in the Senate Finance Committee. It has had one hearing.
Steven Jessen-Howard, staff attorney with the American Bar Association's Center on Children and the Law, Legal Center for Foster Care. And if you could leave our audience with a few concrete takeaways, and what would you want them to remember?
School stability is really essential for promoting success for youth in foster care, which really came through in those videos we've heard. While there are federal protections in place to promote this, as you heard earlier, addressing school stability for students in foster care and state law is also important because it can make those protections more specific, more tangible, and easier to implement at the state level. States can also add provisions that go beyond federal law to better meet the needs of students in care. Another one is that cross-agency collaboration is really important for successful implementation of these laws. So being specific as possible on how systems are going to work together to support students is going to help this all go smoother. Passing legislation is not the end point. So you all won't be off the hook if these bills pass. It takes ongoing work to successfully implement laws and ensure that youth are getting the benefits that we're hoping they will from bills like these. So that involves training, creating resources like tip sheets or sample forms, ensuring that the liaisons and navigators and other staff who are responsible for implementation have the time and resources that they need to do this work. Those things are all crucial to make sure that the laws make a difference. Finally, I'll just say, check out our website, fostercareandeducation.org. Feel free to email us if you have questions.
Thank you to everyone who participated, especially for Steven and his expertise. We will be having more of these, and we would love it if you know of other people who might be interested in this. If you could invite one other person, I think that would help continue to spread the word. We have a YouTube channel with resources, advocacy around the bills, House Bill 25 and Senate Bill 13. If you're interested in getting involved, we connect on Friday afternoons, informal chats to understand what's happening with the bills. Are there any upcoming opportunities to get involved? So please stay engaged. And with that, we wish you a wonderful weekend and be well.